Welcome back from spring break. So for this learning unit 8, we're going to talk about hypotheses and research questions. We're also going to begin to look at what we're going to be completing by the end of this semester, and that's our poster presentation. So let's talk about hypotheses and research questions. They're formulated typically after the review of literature has been completed by the researcher. The literature review helps the researcher identify what the prior findings are. It also provides a basis for understanding how their proposed study, how the study that they want to do, relates to previous knowledge. Stating hypotheses and research questions requires the researcher to identify variables that are pertinent to the study. Determining how these variables are defined is important, and that's for the purpose of measurement. So by the end of this learning unit, you're going to be able to identify and define characteristics of a hypothesis. You're going to be able to describe the appropriate use of research questions and the use of variables in research. So you're going to do a few things for this learning unit. The first one is you're going to read Chapter 7. Your quiz is going to be based on Chapter 7, formulating hypotheses and research questions. You're going to complete the following. Let's go over it. This is a great little video. It truly is a very well done video. Short video, I think it's less than 5 minutes, on independent and dependent variables in research. By the end of this and the readings, you are definitely going to be able to identify independent and dependent variables in any of the research studies that you read. Your discussion board 8 is asking you, based on your review of the literature so far, those articles that you've used for your annotated bib in order to answer your PICO question, I want you to write a research question. And this research question is noted in your text, and go back to read about a research question so you know how best to do it. And write that as a declarative statement that's going to identify relationships between two or more variables. I also want you to then clearly identify what your independent and dependent variables are, as well as replying to your classmate. And quiz 8, as I said, was based on the readings. Also due this week is your annotated bibliography number 3. So we've gone through, since the beginning of this course, you're completing your 3rd out of the 4 bibliographies, annotated bibs. You've completed a couple IHI courses. You've completed your city certificate. So now we're going to look at coming up. That's all that's due this week is the annotated bib. But coming up, what are we going to do as far as our posters? So first of all, I'm not going to open it here, but there are examples of research posters that have been done by students in previous research courses here at Mercyhurst. So there's a lot of examples that you can look at, and I think you're going to like that as you move on. But I put them here so you can begin to get a really good understanding of what other students have done for their research posters. So there's a couple things right here. This is your poster heading guidelines, and then how you're going to go about doing this. So I just wanted to get you thinking about it, getting you visualizing the next step. So for the poster heading guidelines, this is what you're going to see. So when you're on the next link, when you're on your PowerPoint template to do a poster, you're going to make sure you have a title. So what's the title of your poster? Is it Evidence-Based Practice, Treating Otitis Media? That's just an example. Then underneath it, you're going to put, and you can see these and how it's been done with all of the examples that I've provided you. But then you're going to put your name. And so I've put my name, my titles, and then you're going to write BSN program. We are in the Zern College of Natural and Health Sciences. If you so choose, you could put Department of Nursing. I almost think that might even be better. I'm going to update that for you, but Department of Nursing. But if you do the Zern College of Natural and Health Sciences, that's accurate too. Mercyhurst University. So simple, right? But now these are the headings that you're going to use. You're going to use an introduction, key terms, research question, which includes your PICO question, variables, lit review, conclusions and recommendations, and references. So you can go ahead and set up your poster with those headings. So your introduction. Why did you choose this topic? Why is this important to nursing? And how will your findings, how could they impact on your nursing practice or nursing practice overall? You can give other information too that really just introduces your subject matter. It can be written like an abstract. If you're a good writer and you put in abstracts for an APA paper, you can do that. What does your paper demonstrate? So this would be what does your evidence-based practice include? Key terms. This is a heading. If appropriate, I want you to operationally define the key terms. So if you're health-related quality of life, well, give the reader, like, what do you mean by health-related quality of life? So oftentimes there's going to be key terms. I would say you should probably have at least two. If you can't think of anything, then okay, fine. That's all right too. But you want to have some key terms. Then the research question. For example, I did a study in the distant past in adults over 65 years of age with persistent atrial fib. Do pharmacological rhythm control agents offer a lower risk of stroke when compared to pharmacological rate control agents? So my research question and then my PICO question. So adults over 65, intervention is rhythm control agents versus comparison is rate control agents, and the outcome is risk of stroke. Your variables, your independent and your dependent variables should be in a heading, subheadings here. A good bulk of this is going to be your literature. What did you find? What does the evidence show? And I don't want you using full sentences and bullet. Everything should be clean and neat with diagrams or pictures found within. Some use of white space, not, when you do a poster, it shouldn't be just chock so full of information, no one can read it and get through it. You want to get the key points. And then based on all of this, what are the conclusions and recommendations? I kind of put them together. You can maybe separate them out if you feel that's the best, but I like bulleted again. Bulleted, not full sentences. And then you do need to have your references, alphabetical and APA formatted. But remember, use pictures, graphs to make statements. So this is going to be how you set up your poster. Also, so that was the poster heading guidelines. Also, I want you to use the 36 by 48 inch template, and you're going to save your poster. And here are the templates that you're going to see. So you'll, as you look through the poster presentations by previous students, and these are our students in this class. So you're going to see some, not this, but the examples. You're going to see a couple different templates that's been used. And I know the students like to use this template. I've seen that enough in the past. So this is, and it's free. You're not going to get it printed out if you so choose. That's up to you, and you can purchase that. But this is what we're going to use in this class. So again, let's get to the research examples, and they come across upside down. So let's pull that in. So here's one that that we used, the faculty used here and submitted, motivators for continuing nursing education, and you can see our work here. But here now starts other students. Their names are on here, and you can see how they have set up their information. You can see lots of use of pictures, maybe even a titch too much. A lot of writing. This is a lot to get through. Good stuff, excellent stuff. Ashley is now a nurse anesthetist at I think Johns Hopkins. So she's a very intelligent woman, really good. But for a poster, let's have more bullets and less, writing that you get lost in. So you can see they go on and on for quite some time. So those are some examples, and I've done what I usually do, and I've just knocked this out of our class. But I think that's enough. I want to get you thinking about it. Your poster if we look at the calendar, let's look at the calendar. This is week 8, and we still have a lot of information to cover. But by week 12, you're going to complete your research poster, the final draft, to me for review. So you're going to see that in the assignment tab, you have to upload this poster. But that's the poster, so that's week 12. So by April 23rd, you're going to have this complete and sent to me, uploaded to me. Now, week 13, you're going to submit another document. And what that is going to be is a voiceover presentation of your poster. So I'm actually going to hear your voice as you introduce us to your poster. You're going to hopefully not read verbatim, but you're going to highlight, just like if you were standing at a poster presentation and people were walking by, you're going to highlight your evidence-based practice research poster. So that's going to be week 13. So you're going to submit your voiceover of your research poster, your actual presentation. You can do a voiceover PowerPoint. You can use Screencast-O-Matic. You can have somebody video you and on their phone and submit that video. Whatever works best for you. Some other students use different presentation software. Whatever works best that you can upload that me and your colleague can review is great. Okay, that's enough for this week, but I'm trying to make sure that you're well prepared for completing this course, even though we're halfway there. So call with any questions. Talk with you soon.